Have you ever been jolted awake in the middle of the night by a cramp so sharp it felt like your leg was being torn apart? That kind of pain isn't just physical. It rips through your sleep, steals a piece you thought you had. You lie there, your legs stiff and curled up, heart racing, sweat pouring down, and you ask yourself, what's happening to me? I've heard that question hundreds of times, and most of the people asking it think, well, I'm getting older. I guess this just comes with the territory. But you know what? Age is not a sentence. A cramp isn't just a little pain. Sometimes it's your body whispering, trying to tell you that you're low on a key mineral, magnesium. And that deficiency can be behind so much more than just cramps. It can be the reason for your fatigue, muscle tension, or even those scary falls you chalked up as just being clumsy. If you're in your 50s, 60s, even 70s, this video might just change the quality of your sleep, your health, and the way you move through your everyday life. So stick with me. We're about to uncover some simple things that might help you sleep peacefully tonight and wake up feeling lighter tomorrow. Have you ever thought that a small handful of almonds could change how you sleep, how you walk, and even how it feels to be in control of your own body again? I know, it sounds almost too simple, but sometimes it's the simplest things we overlook the longest. One of my patients, Mr. Walter, 72 years old, came to see me after years of struggling with nighttime leg cramps. He said, "Doc, I used to be a Marine, but now I'm scared to fall into deep sleep because every night feels like a battle with my own legs." The cramps were so intense. He had to get up and pace in the dark, or just sit there waiting for the pain to pass. And every morning, instead of feeling rested, he said it felt like he'd been running through sand all night. I didn't give him medication. I gave him a piece of advice that might have sounded a bit odd. Start with 30 grams of almonds a day. Almonds, these tiny little nuts, are gems of the natural world. They're not just rich in magnesium, which helps your muscles relax and reduces cramping. They also contain potassium, which supports the electrical rhythms inside your muscles. But what I love most about almonds is their natural, healthy oil. That fat works like a delivery truck, helping the minerals absorb deeply through the gut lining. Supplements can't always do that the way nature can. But here's the key. You can't just eat them carelessly. You gotta soak almonds in clean water for at least 12 hours. That wakes up helpful enzymes and breaks down compounds that block mineral absorption. Rinse them and eat them in the morning with a kiwi or in the afternoon with a few berries. That's it. But doing it right, that's what makes a difference. And remember, don't pair them with milk. Calcium and magnesium, they're like two kids fighting for the same seat on the absorption bus. Let the almonds ride solo. The results will speak for themselves. 3 weeks later, Mr. Walter came back. No dark circles. No pain lines on his forehead. He told me, "I can't believe my body bounced back from something that simple." Maybe you're listening to this and wondering, would that actually work for me? I'm not promising miracles, but I believe in biology and in the quiet gifts nature's been offering us all along. So if you're tired of tossing and turning at night, if your legs seem to tense up for no reason, try starting with a handful of almonds, not as a snack, but as a small act of kindness you offer to your own body. Have you ever been jolted awake in the middle of the night by a cramp so intense you just wanted to scream? Your calf locks up, your heart races, and your sleep vanishes like it was never even there. I want you to picture this. It's 2 a.m. You're fast asleep. Suddenly, a sharp, violent cramp yanks you out of bed. You're gasping, clutching your calf. You know that feeling, don't you? That sense of helplessness, the pain, and then waking up the next morning completely drained. That's not just a leg cramp. It's your body's quiet way of saying, something's missing. And today, I want to tell you about a small, affordable, everyday fruit that could help free you from those painful nights. Bananas. Not some expensive superfood. Not a trendy supplement. Just bananas. Something so simple, many people forget about them. A banana contains magnesium, potassium, and vitamin B6, a trio of minerals that's crucial for keeping your muscles from cramping and your nervous system calm and steady. I once advised Mrs. Margaret, a 68-year-old retired teacher, to eat just 1 or 2 bananas a day, in the morning with oatmeal or in the afternoon with some nut milk. 2 weeks later, she called me at 10 a.m. and said, "For the first time in years, I slept through the whole night." You know what the best part is? Our bodies are always giving us chances to listen. And sometimes a banana, eaten at the right time in the right way, is the best self-care you can give yourself. So if leg cramps have been ruining your nights, try this today. It won't cost much. It won't harm your liver or kidneys. But it might just give you the peaceful sleep you've been missing. Who says taking care of your health means giving up the sweet stuff? There's something I think you'll like. It's this. There's a kind of chocolate that not only soothes your mind, but actually helps your muscles relax after a long day. Now, I want you to imagine this. You're sitting in a cozy chair out on the porch. The late afternoon sun is soft and warm. In your hand is a small piece of dark chocolate, rich, fragrant, slowly melting on your tongue. A moment just long enough to slow down, to breathe, and to recover. Have you ever felt something like that? A simple moment, but one your body quietly thanks you for? One of my patients, Mr. Harold, 72 years old, once told me, "You know what? I don't want another pill. I just want something that makes me feel alive." And I suggested he try dark chocolate, at least 85% cacao. You see, a single bar of pure chocolate like that actually has twice the amount of magnesium as almonds. That's why it helps boost circulation, calms the nervous system, and is especially good for anyone dealing with muscle cramps or that vague fatigue many people feel after turning 60. And the way to enjoy it? Super simple. I always tell my patients, let it be a gentle little ritual. Melt about 20 g of pure dark chocolate at around 113 degrees Fahrenheit or 45 degrees Celsius. Sprinkle a pinch of pink Himalayan salt on top and slowly savor it in the afternoon, just 3 times a week. That's enough to both enjoy and nourish your body. One thing I really want to emphasize, go for bean-to-bar chocolate, the real deal. No additives, no artificial sweeteners, because your body deserves something purer, not fake sweetness, but that deep, honest bitterness, like the richness of life itself. Sometimes, the solution lies in the simplest thing, a green leafy vegetable, soft, humble, yet quietly powerful in its ability to heal. I want you to imagine this. You wake up in the middle of the night for the 3rd time this week with a sharp cramp in your calf. You sit up, rubbing it gently, sighing. Maybe you're used to it by now, but being used to something doesn't mean you have to live with it forever. One of my patients, Linda, 68 years old, once asked me, "I stay active. I eat okay. So why do I still get cramps all the time, doctor?" I asked her back, "Do you eat spinach regularly?" She laughed, a bit embarrassed. "I used to hate it as a kid, probably still do. But you know what? Spinach is one of the most powerful natural sources of magnesium that your body can absorb quickly. Just lightly steam it for 5 minutes. Keep that bright green color. Don't overcook it. Then drizzle on some olive oil and fresh lemon juice. That combo can actually triple your magnesium absorption. I always tell my older patients, your body doesn't need anything complicated. It just needs you to get a chance to recover through the right things done regularly and with care. Spinach doesn't just help relax muscles and prevent cramps. It also supports blood circulation and improves deep sleep at night. That's why I call it the Silent King. Not loud, not from a pharmacy, but capable of calming down an overworked nervous system that's been tightened by age, stress, or sleepless nights. One important tip, don't overcook it and don't pair it with dairy, since calcium can block magnesium absorption. Go for fresh or pure frozen spinach. No added artificial seasonings. Have you ever sat down at the table, looked at your plate, and wondered, is this really helping my body recover, or is it just filling me up? I ask that because a lot of people over 50 start noticing their bodies, talking more clearly, cramps after sleep, stiff joints in the morning, shoulder pain whenever the weather turns cold. Those signals, they're not random. One of my patients, Mr. Frank, 72, once told me, "I always thought fish was just good for the heart. I never expected it to help my legs breathe easier." I smiled and nodded, Because mackerel, that soft, naturally sweet fatty fish, doesn't just contain magnesium to relax your muscles. It's also rich in omega-3 and vitamin D, which help reduce silent inflammation in the body and improve your ability to absorb essential minerals for your bones and blood vessels. I still remember this line. Mackerel isn't loud, but it works quietly like a good friend. Doesn't say much, just helps you stand up a little easier each morning. You don't have to do anything complicated. Just eat mackerel 2 to 3 times a week. You can grill it lightly with fresh lemon. Steam it with a few slices of ginger or simmer it gently with turmeric. But here's the key. Choose wild-caught fish. Avoid canned ones with too much salt or preservatives. The quality of your food, just like the quality of your life, lies in the little details. And if you're over 60, every right choice you make today becomes a stepping stone toward a stronger tomorrow. Have you ever tried mackerel? If not, give your body a quiet gift, because sometimes healing begins with a simple but intentional meal. After more than 30 years in medicine, I've come to realize this. Some kind of pain don't need to be loud to jolt you awake in the middle of the night, dripping with sweat and fear. One of those is cramps. Have you ever felt that? A quiet night. You're fast asleep. Then suddenly, it's like someone grabs your calf and squeezes tight. So painful you want to scream. And there you are, lying still, not knowing whether to move or just wait for it to pass. One elderly patient once asked me in desperation, "Doctor, is there any way I can stop waking up from that pain?" I didn't hand him a pill. I gave him a plan. When a cramp hits, the first thing, don't lie there and take it. Try to get up, even if it's just with a bit of strength. Put your bare foot on the floor. The cold ground will jolt your nervous system awake. Take a few small steps, then gently bend your knees. You'll feel the muscles start to let go, like a tight rope slowly softening. Then, I want you to do this. It's a cramp shot remedy I've shared with hundreds of people. A warm glass of water mixed with rosemary honey, lemon juice, and a pinch of Himalayan salt. Sip it slowly, but don't swallow too fast. Hold in your mouth for about 10 seconds, because when you do that, your nerves pick up the salty, sweet, sour taste and send signals that help the body release the cramp faster than you think. After that, I usually recommend pressing gently on 2 acupressure points, one just below the knee, one in the middle of the calf. You don't need to be an expert. Just use your fingertips. Press slowly. Breathe deeply, like calming a crying child. And if you have a towel nearby, try alternating hot and cold. A hot towel for 30 seconds, then switch to a cold one for 20 seconds. Repeat a few times. You'll feel the blood flowing again, like a frozen stream starting to melt. Last step, massage with magnesium oil and a few drops of peppermint or lavender essential oil. Just 1 minute. Not only does it ease the pain, it helps you feel cared for by yourself. I always remind my older patients, be ready before you need to be. Keep a small kit by your bed, resistance band, massage roller, magnesium spray. They're not just tools. They're a quiet kind of confidence that you're prepared. You know, after many years treating middle-aged and older adults, I've realized pain doesn't always come from the body. Sometimes it comes from our own rush reactions in a moment of panic. A cramp hits like a cold gust of wind in the middle of the night, sudden, stiff, and it jolts you awake. And the first instinct most people have is to stretch their leg out hard. But let me tell you, that's actually the worst thing you could do at that moment. I once had a 65-year-old patient. She told me, "I thought if I pulled it hard, it would loosen up, but the pain doubled like a string about to snap." I just smiled and said, "Your muscles are like a jammed door. You can't force it open. You have to gently wiggle it loose." Second, don't take a hot shower right after a cramp. I know, it sounds soothing to let warm water relax you, but when your muscle is tightly clenched and blood is pooling in one area, hot water can cause overdilation, which might increase inflammation and swelling. It's like throwing fuel on a fire. Let the muscle calm down first. Once it eases, you can take a warm shower or soak your feet, but not in the first 10 minutes after the pain hits. And finally, don't massage too hard while the pain is still sharp. I've seen so many people, or even family members, trying to squeeze or pound on the muscle to release it, but that's a mistake. When the muscle is in acute spasm, applying too much pressure can make the damage worse. It may even cause minor bruising in older adults with fragile blood vessels. Instead, place your hand gently over the cramp and rub softly with your breath, as if you're comforting a crying child in your arms. Because truthfully, your body in that moment is panicking too. It needs to be heard, not forced. When you're in pain, what matters isn't acting fast, but acting right, gently, and wisely. And if you made these mistakes before, don't blame yourself. Most of us were never taught how to treat our own bodies kindly. But now you know, and that's the beginning of lasting healing. You know, muscle cramps aren't some kind of destiny that comes with old age. They're not the price we have to pay for living longer, loving deeper, or making it through countless cold winters. I've seen so many patients, from those just stepping into their 60s to folks in their 70s and even 80s, learn how to listen to their bodies instead of just ignoring the pain. And with just a few small changes, some almonds, a banana in the morning, savoring a piece of dark chocolate while relaxing, adding spinach to their meals, swapping out canned food for a beautifully grilled piece of mackerel, they started sleeping better. The cramps became less frequent. They stopped waking up with that dull ache in their calves. And in their eyes, you could see the light of someone who felt like they were getting themselves back. You don't need to wait 5 more years to feel better. Sometimes, it only takes a few days. If you start the right way, starting today, just remember, the care you give your body today will be a priceless gift your future self will thank you for. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit subscribe. There's so much more to share, simple, clear, and especially made for those living in the most beautiful stage of life, the age of wisdom, of clarity, and of truly valuing yourself. I'm Dr. Thomas Blake, and I'm here to walk with you one step at a time on this journey of living healthy and living meaningfully. Wishing you a deep, peaceful sleep tonight and a cramp-free morning tomorrow.